Travis Wingedsill. By exposing the YouTube Mormon employee who had been tampering with my website, it resulted in an increase of the last week in number of views because of that, as he backs off. And by that consequence, it resulted in a screwing up of the YouTube Analytical Program. They weren't anticipating a rapid increase in views. And if you are not unfamiliar with how analytical programs work and how you can shut somebody down with the manner of programming that you use, let me help illustrate. I worked at Blockbuster Video way back 20 years ago, and while we were there, I was assigned to the mornings because nobody else wanted to work mornings. But I was also good with record keeping, and so the morning person is involved with records of the store. And so part of that process was Blockbuster's analytical program that was somewhat new, and the way it worked is that it utilized the information of sales from the previous year. So the number of customers for the previous year would then be carried over to the next year to predict the customers for those particular days based on the equivalent days from the previous year. There's many problems with that, such as the Fridays of the one year do not correspond with the Fridays of the next year. And that's when people rush this Blockbuster, is to get the new releases so that they can watch them for the weekend. As they've been working all week, they want a movie to watch for the weekend, and they're aware of what got released on Tuesdays, thanks to to the lawsuit where a judge had settled the matter, uniforming the release of all new DVDs and video rentals to Tuesdays. And then I guess games were, Thursdays or Wednesdays, something like that. But anyway, and so no store could release new material on Monday or such. It had to be released on a certain day. Well, now that rental stores are gone, and even store sales, they technically don't need to adhere to that anymore, but they still do, as the tradition still carries on. And so there were problems with that alone, as we showed a poor customer base for the previous years, and therefore we didn't qualify to receive extra rental copies for our customers, as when I took over, well, I didn't take over, when I was hired, I'm exalting myself, I own Blockbuster, no, and so I was able to generate a higher amount of customers, as the manager and I did certain things, such as be the first to turn The Simpsons Season 1 into a rental. That paid for itself instantly, because we took the sale copy and converted it into a rental copy, and so we figured out how to cheat the Analytical Program, as they were not thinking of such tactics. And also the bringing out of the monthly pass also helped improve our customer base. And so as we were taking sale copies and turning them into rentals, eventually the district leader cracked down on us after they fired the store manager, which they didn't want our store here on Bangerter and what was it, 56th, to make any money. They wanted to close it down and promote the one up on 60th and 54th or whatever, the brand new one that was supposed to be the $1 million store for the new subdivisions that were being built in the area. And so new money, lots of honey for the new store, as they gave them all new stuff. And because of our success of knowing what the customer wants, which is rentals of the new releases. If you remember, Blockbuster Video had the family favorites, and if you don't see what you're wanting, try some of these others that are comparable. Yeah, no. No. They did not know their customers at all at Blockbuster. And so by taking care of the customers realized, hey, the store on Bangerter and 56th gets what you want. They have the quantities, they have the supplies, and so as a result, we were able to provide that for our customers, and thus word got around. And so not only were we taking customers away from the Hollywood Video that was on Redwood, we were also taking away the Blockbuster customers from the Redwood store and the 60th West. And so, yeah, we got the attention of not only our supervisor, or the district whatever guy for the area of the valley here, but we also got the attention of corporate. And we had a special visit from corporate as they came to see our store and tried to figure out, how do you guys do this? What's going on? Why are you taking away customers from our other stores as we're trying to shut you down? They didn't say that they were going to shut us down, but that's the consequences of what happened. They sabotaged our store, putting in a guy who was a ringer to shut down stores. And so makes no sense. If you've got a good thing, are you sure you want to kill it? And yes, the answer is yes. They wanted to kill it. And so despite the Analytical Program screwing up our income, or the intake of videos, we were doing exceedingly well. We also had some ringers for the the contest to see who can get the most new customers into the monthly pass program. Is his name Rory? Rory, and of course the sweetheart of the store. Can't count worth a lick. But you'll see her line, and you'll know her line, because it's all guys, and it's back to the back of the store, as the other lines are just a few customers. And it makes no sense, and I understand why women can be upset, but don't blame the innocent woman. She's not to blame. she's being used to her fullest capacity to help the business. But women want to destroy any woman who outdoes them, which is horrifying. Why do you women do this? Leave women alone. But yeah, the Carl's Jr. commercials, they knew how to make money. What's wrong with a woman eating a burger? Why do other women have to feel so insecure about themselves that they would shame other women and destroy a company? Just makes no sense whatsoever. But nonetheless, that's our society. And so what this caused was the analytical program to really get screwed up through the year, but it was setting it up for us to, get tons of product for the next year as it overcompensates. And the only problem is that they fired some of us key people so that they would shut down the store and destroy it. But the analytical program was a part of destroying the store, because you get rid of the key people that were making the store lots of money, and the next year those guys are gone. Now you get excess stock, and you reach go back into the red again. And so the analytical programs don't work for companies. They just utterly destroy them. But YouTube utilizes that, as it bases the view count on their analytical program. And so I'm checking all of the different pages of where my views are shown, and each one of them are different for this past week's video count. It's because they can't process in their program what the Mormon YouTube employee did by backing off when I filed a complaint against him. And so yeah, each one's different, and so it's unclear as to what my actual view count per videos are. As a result, I have no idea which one's the true count, because they're using an analytical program rather than a tally count. A simple tally count would clarify who's coming to my my channel videos, and you click on my video, boom, automatic view count. And it still happens that way. It's just the analytical program has to process it first. It says, well, previously Travis doesn't get extra views, so we can't handle this. We have to see it consistently so that we can then process, and so it's going to take time for YouTube to catch up and handle the extra views that I'm getting. But when I come up with titles that people aren't interested in, like this morning's titles, the LDS Church Administration Conundrum Scandal, I thought the picture would have been cool enough, but I guess it's not as much of a scandal title as people are looking for, as it has to this point in the video 15 views, and it's got the regular 2 thumbs down. Let's see if I can this one, refresh the page. Yeah, 4 hours 15 views. That's slow in comparison with the increase for the previous videos, because I need to get 10 views per hour to keep pace, and typically it stops around 50 views. So the breakouts are the ones that go above and beyond, and so for the amount of months that I've been, well, it's almost a year now, hasn't it? Been on this channel, I should be, through the regular system that YouTube used to have, I should be getting thousands of views by now for these breakout videos. And instead, you can see how much they've shut me down by their analytical program. And so, yeah, it's so lame, and they don't care. This is their system, they're going to use it, and it's Google's system, they're going to use it, because it shuts down certain people that they want shut down. This is what Trump was complaining about, though he didn't understand what he was complaining about. He wanted to see his face everywhere. Positive stuff, not negative stuff. And so they complied to Trump and said, okay, we'll readjust the analytical program so everything is cool about Trump. When he's gone, I'm willing to bet you they're going to hang him out to dry. They're going to throw him under the bus and make sure the bus goes back and forth over his dead body. Dear God, I am waiting for that day, because hopefully I'll be released from my captivity and bondage. So we'll see about that. But nonetheless, I think it'll have to be the church that will have to go down in flames first before I get freed from my bondage. And so, along with this, the thumbs down are back. When the YouTube employee backed off, thumbs down started disappearing. And so again, I have to do another video reminding Mormons it is a federal felony to be a cyberbully. When you put thumbs down on a personal video channel, you are being a cyberbully. That is a federal felony. Are you sure the church is true if you're committing violations of Article of Faith number 12? I don't remember that. There's no such thing, Travis. It only goes up to 10. See, Mormons know how to be good. We are taught how to be good. But Mormons instead choose to be bad when it comes to protecting the church. And they don't get it. I don't get it. I'm Mormon, born and raised, remember? I'm one of you. I know you. I know how you are. But I can't figure out why you choose evil over good. It's the one thing I can't do. I know it's prophesied that you're supposed to choose evil over good. but I don't understand it. It doesn't make sense to me. But again, I get more views for those of you who are cyber bullies coming onto my channel just to put a thumbs down and then flee so that you don't hear the message. And so Joseph Smith, damned as a translator, damned if he's not. We're already up to 5 thumbs down. I just did that one last night. And I talk about how both sides, ex-Mormons and Mormons alike, are not going to like this video. And you may think, well, that's weird. Shouldn't somebody like your video? Well, 2 people did. But again, it's down to the normal range of views because it's at 34 right now. And so the Analytical Program has been reapplied by the YouTube Mormon employee, as he didn't get in trouble, as he should have, for what he did with my complaint. And again, you have to punish people for their crimes, otherwise they're going to get worse. We learned this from Trump, didn't we? Apparently not. But it's just, yeah, we're back at it again. Back in the saddle. And Mormons do not understand. We were told to study our scriptures. Not read, study. Because studying is a lot more intense than reading. Anybody can read. You can get it on tape and listen to it as you drive to work. But the study has different levels of study when it comes to scriptures. Because taking on scripture study is a lot more intensive than people want it to be. For the Mormons especially, because the church leaders refuse to provide us with an accurate translation of the Bible. And so as the rest of the world has a better translation than our Bible, more missionaries are getting their butts kicked. For that alone, let alone the other stuff because of the internet. We are sending lambs to the slaughter, literally, in the church. Metaphorically, literally. And it's just horrifying that the church doesn't care anymore. And why don't they care? They make more in interest from tithing than they do from the tithing each year. They don't need us anymore. And so they don't care anymore. They'll get as much money as they want, as they can, from Mormons to the final day when no Mormon is left in the church, when the church is going to have to say, you know what? We don't have slaves anymore. We need slaves. How do we get slaves? Oh, I know. Let's try love. Let's try caring for them. No, I know, that's too much work. But yeah, it's just horrifying that Mormons are getting played as suckers and losers. And we know how people in positions of power think about suckers and losers. And so what's also discouraging is that this video and other videos about Joseph Smith, Mormons are demonstrating they don't believe in him. They get so upset with me as a critic that they can't see that I'm supportive and defending Joseph Smith. Now, ex-Mormons, yeah, I can understand their confusion because they were thought that the whole church is bad. They don't understand that it's just Brigham Young. But for Mormons to say, no, Travis, you accept Joseph and the current president. Anything less is unacceptable to us. Wow. Are you sure? Because what you do then is denounce Joseph. You can claim that you believe in both at the same time. But Nelson himself came out and said, this is not the Church of Joseph Smith. I got the clip. I've been putting the clip in videos. He presented an idol god. He presented Lucifer as our God. And still, Mormons, you don't get it. You're not listening. You don't care to listen. And so that's the horrifying thing, is that Mormons have been so deceived, so brainwashed, that when someone comes along and says, hey, Joseph Smith is a true translator, isn't that awesome? Church is true. Instead, you want me dead. Literally, I've had death threats. I've had attempts to take away my life by the church. I caught them having paid the person to have me assassinated. And others, like my property manager, now former property manager, tried to assassinate me. All because, hey, Joseph is a translator. Isn't that awesome? I gave you my troublemaker file number in the other video here, 36434. That's been there since 1998 when they created it. When I came to them and said, hey, I deciphered Paleo-Hebrew. Joseph Smith is a translator after all. Isn't that great? Yeah, apparently not, because they then went and made the gospel topic essays saying Joseph is not a translator. It's just a revelator. And thus why the prophets never are given the title of translator, just prophet, seer, revelator, because they're clueless as to what those represent anyway. And so they deceive Mormons as to what those represent. But everybody knows translator, so yes, they've purposely confused what a translator is and have completely messed it all up. And it doesn't help that Joseph Smith was using code talking about the Book of Mormon, because Joseph Smith, like I say, let's see, which one was it? Yeah, it was the LDS Critics Please Stop, Joseph Smith Did Not Write Book of Mormon, which is at 114, last I reloaded the page. But it's got four thumbs down. I don't know if those are from critics who are upset with me, or if it's from Mormons not understanding that I'm asking critics to, they don't see, because this is an interesting title. LDS Critics, so I'm not talking to Mormons, please stop. But here's where Mormons get their eyes wide open. Joseph Smith did not write the Book of Mormon? Blasphemy! So, but for critics, they shouldn't be the ones upset about this. They should be inquisitive, saying, what's going on here? What do you mean Joseph Smith did not write the Book of Mormon? Because people know I'm an LDS critic. So then it's just a 12-minute video, which is rare for me. Nonetheless, and notwithstanding, too many problems ensue. So again, it could just be that the Mormon employee working for YouTube is back at it again. But I'm very disappointed in Russia. you failed, Russia. You're not doing what you were asked to do. You are purposely going into hiding. And so these regular thumbs down, I can't count on them being from you anymore because of the YouTube employee that I've caught. So, where are you? I know you've been paying attention. Back in the days when I had my website, I saw you guys. You'd come in, take a whole bunch of file information for the month, and then show up again the next month consistently. And then I saw you on the Google search having a direct interest in my lawsuit. But where are you now? I know you're there. You have people on every front of those who have invested interest in you. And so the church is one of those, and I know you've been watching me. So I'm disappointed that you didn't follow through with your part of the deal. So it's on you. I guess you're not so mighty and powerful anymore, are you? You're gonna just take in Trump and leave it at that as America gets restored back to its former glory, where they are preventing you guys from getting your accomplished goals. Yeah, is that what you wanted? Okay. So, yeah, on the 25th, which is just 4 days ago now, the last recycling of the page, leaving the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, 126 views. And this one I allowed the thumbs up and thumbs down to be shown. And there's, along with this latest attack on me, was given 4 extra views, thumbs down. But again, that adds to my view count, so please, by all means, come and put your thumbs down. And then 132 for Mormon YouTube employee caught. And so again, the 4 thumbs down, but 132 views. Everybody's knowing what you've done, as I know you are listening to this processed video, slowing it down. And then Mormons testify Travis Wayne Goodsell is wrong. That's where I caught the Mormon employee, because he was purposely not allowing my thumbnail of the 12-year-old girl who got up and said, "My parents made me gay." And the bishop is leaning over saying, "Can you sit down?" And so, perfect to illustrate my video, but the YouTube Mormon employee wanted nothing to do with it, and so it kept taking it down. And so I complained. It's now up. So yeah, I can't do the videos that I was hoping to do, where I show the top videos of the week, because I don't know which one's the top anymore, because of the analytical program that has screwed it all up. But the church has gone silent during this Christmas season. You know, Anderson on Christmas, but there's really nothing from the church other than Nelson's love for children. Not a good thing to put up there, guys. Are you unfamiliar with the lawsuit against Nelson's daughter for what she and her husband were doing in the 1980s in their bountiful home? Yeah, you don't want to have Nelson with kids right now. Not a good time. So stay away from him, Claire. Stick to your own self. You don't need extra help getting views. You're a star in your own right. So, oh dear God, what a nightmare the church is. Hello, come up on the screen. I'm done. I want to click off.